Yeah. YouTube, let's get it going. YouTube, interact. Watch this video.
Daniel Larson is one of the most insane people online.
Hello, my name is Daniel Larson.
He began posting on TikTok back in 2020 and quickly became someone people were invested in watching. And that's because Daniel here posts every aspect of his life.
So I was.
Oh, you know why? Because it's not connected. That's why.
These skibbies all over me.
All right, I'm gonna restart this just so you guys could actually get the full experience here. Oh, I'm sure you don't want to, considering the subject matter, but happens. Hold on. Bluetooth. Yamaha.
Daniel Larson is one of the most insane people online.
Hello, my name is Daniel Larson.
He began posting on TikTok back in 2020 and quickly became someone people were invested in watching. And that's because Daniel here posts every aspect of his life.
So I was just given a pill to get rid of these skibbies all over me.
Can I scratch my ass and smell my
Bodrix has correctly joined the channel.
Hell yeah.
Mix that with unchecked mental illness and you get a dumpster fire that people can't stop watching. So much so that there is an entire Wikipedia page dedicated to detailing his days. March 31st, Daniel is kicked out of a Dave & Buster's for a bomb threat. Daniel goes live on TikTok in a park and asks someone to call the police due to death threats. The park venue Daniel was live at evacuates after Daniel informs them of a sniper. And this is like a normal day for this guy. Daniel has become notorious for many things, like his obsession with Grace Vanderwall. While she's 19 now, Daniel has been obsessed with trying to be with her romantically ever since he first saw her on America's Got Talent when she was only 12 years old, or his internet freakouts where he screams and yells at the camera, sometimes getting so worked up he starts punching himself in the face. And his delusions of grandeur, fully believing he's a famous celebrity and a successful music artist. Whether you know nothing about Daniel at all, or you're a seasoned Larsonist, this breakdown's gonna be good. It has highs, it has lows.
What's your tag on you?
It's Daniel Larson.
Daniel Larson.
It's one of the most insane stories on the internet.
The motel! The motel just threatened to kill me!
Get out of my car.
Stop! The motel threatened to kill me!
This is the decay of Daniel Larson. Daniel Larson was born on November 15th, 1998, making him 24 years old right now. At a very young age, Daniel claims he was diagnosed with a multitude of developmental disabilities. Growing up, he was abused by his mother to the point where he would eventually be removed from her care. He would be placed in foster care and eventually be taken in by his grandmother, Nancy Scheimer. Daniel would tell this entire story in a now deleted TikTok. This recounting of events can be confirmed by a news segment run on KWGN. The story was on the Tennyson Center, a rehabilitation facility for children who suffered from physical and emotional abuse.
The Tennyson Center for Children has become one of the Rocky Mountain region's leading treatment centers for emotionally and crisis-affected children, particularly those suffering from abuse and neglect.
Part of the story features Daniel at a very young age running around and even an interview with his grandmother.
When he came to Tennyson almost 3 years ago, he was very angry and confused and feeling very uncertain about his life and where he belonged and what was going to happen.
It seems like for the next handful of years, Daniel's life got better. He even left the Tennyson Center with this message.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure being here. And it did a lot to help me. I made lots of friends. I learned how to do stuff I never knew how to do before. And it's much better now. Thank you.
It wasn't until his grandmother eventually passed away where this story goes downhill again. A friend of Daniel's grandmother, Bob Proctor, would try and step up and help Daniel like his grandmother once did. Bob is someone Daniel calls his mentor, and he frequently tries to improve Daniel's life. For example, he tried to help Daniel's music career by buying him beats for him to rap over, blessing us with creations like this.
I am the king, hand me my crown. I got a smile and you got a frown.
This job would prove to be much too difficult, but in order to talk about all the Bob Proctor incidences, we must start from the beginning of this story. Daniel Larson uploaded his first TikTok on March 30th, 2020, and would never stop posting from that day on. Most of the things he would post in the beginning were incoherent ramblings about wanting to be a musician or an actor, and the people that would come across Daniel's posts would sarcastically lean in and encourage him. With Daniel's odd look and eccentric speech and behaviors, it did not take long to rack up quite the following on TikTok. Eventually, Daniel's ego would get so large from all the fake support he was getting that he would announce he's running for president.
Hello, this is Daniel Larson. I am planning on running for president in the future. If you think that that's a good idea, please click the thumbs up.
To this day, some of his fans still call him Mr. President. By this point, Daniel had gained a cult following, as people saw him as the next Chris Chan. His lolcow status would further cement itself with the introduction of the fog. The fog is a phenomena that started happening to Daniel's videos. Something had happened to Daniel's front camera, causing it to be blurry. At certain points, you could barely even make out what was going on the screen. And Daniel, not being technically savvy, continued to post like business as usual. This spawned a community of memes surrounding the fog and a running gag until the fog disappeared altogether. At this point, Daniel's casual viewers started turning into full-on trolls. People started to realize how easy it was to trick Daniel into saying or doing certain things. Calling Daniel gullible would be an understatement. If you made an account and named it after a record label and proceeded to offer Daniel a fake contract, odds are he would believe it. And this is how he's been tricked into doing a lot of the things we're gonna talk about. At one point, Daniel's fake managers convinced him to tell everyone that he loved CP.
Hello everyone, this is Daniel Larson. I love CP.
Yeah, that one's really bad. Daniel's interactions with his fans and his fake managers would only continue to ramp up from here. On October 29th, he would host a Zoom call where he would talk to his fans. Up until this point in the Daniel Larson story, things have been pretty tame. You might even feel bad for a mentally ill man with no guidance being constantly trolled online. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the point in the story that takes a very dark turn. And I promise your perception of Daniel will quickly change after this. On November 20th, 2020, Daniel's Pinterest account was found. Inside this account were some seriously concerning and disturbing things. He had boards of images filled with little girls, underage images of Grace Vanderwaal, and even a map of the age of consent in the United States. After this information would leak, Daniel would post a TikTok apologizing. When his TikTok apology didn't get the heat off his back, he would resort to the age-old excuse: I was hacked. Now, anyone with a brain wouldn't believe this, but some people actually believed him due to Daniel's technological illiteracy. But then it was also discovered Daniel's YouTube channel had likes of children in unsavory positions, and he would also duet young children on TikTok as well. He also must have forgotten he posted another TikTok explaining that the Pinterest was his, and he would use it to, he would use it to, you know, don't make me say it, man, it's dark.
In the past, I used to use pictures of girls, and
What the fuck?
masturbate to them.
Months would pass.
What capacity, bro? What the
all
fuck?
the usual things. Incoherent ramblings about being a celebrity and dodging claims that he was a child predator.
Somebody was telling me of some type of social platform called Pinterest. Huh. I wonder what type of printer it uses.
At a certain point, Daniel would resort to blaming his managers and the media for all of this, and he would call it a smear campaign against him, if you can even believe that sentence. In April of 2021, Daniel would post a tribute to Blake Shelton for Black Lives Matter. In the video, he shouts out Black Lives Matter and starts doing jumping jacks in the street.
This is for Blake Shelton and Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter.
In another video, he would do jumping jacks to get the George Floyd riots to stop.
This is for George Floyd. Rest in peace. Black Lives Matter.
I don't know why he likes doing jumping jacks so much. It's probably people trolling him and telling him to do it, but yeah, I mean, enjoy it. At a certain point during the George Floyd riots, Daniel would actually believe that they were for him. He would then go on to make a series of videos begging for the Daniel Larson riots to stop.
Hello everyone, this is Daniel Larson. Please stop burning cars and houses and buildings.
in Los Angeles. I am appalled at what you guys are doing. My own fans. This is 30 seconds of silence for the people who have passed away in the Daniel Larson riots. Okay.
On May 1st, Daniel would make a video sympathizing with EDP-445 over the allegations that they were both involved with.
Hello, this is Daniel Larson. I just wanted to shout out the YouTuber EDP-445.
You know it ain't good when he's shouting out EDP, bro. This is whack.
I am sorry. We are in this together. I have been there too. I hope we could possibly collaborate in the future.
I can't believe he made
What
this.
the fuck?
EDP, you know? May 6th, 2021 is another infamous day in the Daniel Larson history books. On this day, Daniel would announce he was quitting TikTok, but not before he would audition for an adult film. He would then go live on TikTok in front of almost 500 people and pull his pants down.
What the fuck?
To the camera. This event would ultimately lead to getting his account banned the same day. Following the May 6th incident would mark a new era in the Daniel Larson story, the headset era, due to the fact that Daniel began donning comically large gaming headphones in all of his videos, likely given to him by a troll. And the microphone on these headphones led to all of the audio in his videos sounding like this.
We have Interscope's security team, cybersecurity team, working on everything right now.
The headset era produced some great videos. Some of these consisted of Daniel talking about his accusations again and the allegations made against him while telling everybody not to believe him.
What's up, everybody?
What the fuck?
There is just now a text over
In a headset era?
that came up under Flexburger. Please do not look at it. It's a picture of my ding-a-ling. For some reason, this guy has changed the text message in the entire thing to mean something different because of the accusations about me. Do not believe it. We have Interscope's security team, cybersecurity team, working on everything right now to clear everything. We're going to get it taken down off the media. Please stay tuned.
It was during this era in Danderson history that he would declare war on a man named Flexburger. Flexburger, or Josh, was one of the trolls pretending to be Daniel's managers. It was discovered that Flexburger was the one that convinced Daniel to flash his genitals to TikTok Live on May 6th.
What the fuck?
Right. He was responsible
Holy
for the
shit.
May 6th incident. Flexburger was one of the first people to find and leak Daniel's Pinterest.
What's wrong with
and
these
it was after
people?
finding all the disgusting stuff on there that he decided to go on a cruise.
Like him, but and the people who egged this on. That's just nuts.
At the time, a 12-year-old professional skateboarder in very disturbing ways.
Hello,
Oh,
this is
my
Daniel
cigarette
Larson.
sign fell.
I just wanted to say sorry to Sky Brown.
I'm not gonna say where I got this, but they've stolen it a long time ago.
On top of that leaked audio, Flexburger would also text Daniel pretending to be underage girls like decoys would in To Catch a Predator. To nobody's surprise, Daniel would fall for this every single time. And the leaked conversations that would come out of this were extremely disturbing, to say the least. Daniel would ask and say the worst things to people he believed were minors. So yeah, you start to not feel bad for this guy?
It is fake. What they did was they said something in the text, and then I was coming up with the video, and they changed the text.
And Daniel's response to all of this was to declare a lockdown and threaten to send the FBI after Flexburger.
Because of what Flexburger posted, we are going on lockdown.
On lockdown.
Everybody, we are going on lockdown.
Lockdown.
Stay tuned for what happens next. Flexburger on YouTube and TikTok, you are a for exposing me. We are calling the Denver Police Department.
The Denver Police Department.
The FBI.
Oh my god.
To your house.
Which is, you know, it's pretty normal.
What the fuck?
People started connecting all of these allegations with all the unhinged, incriminating videos Daniel would post. Like, previously, Daniel had claimed he would legalize child if he was elected president.
What the hell?
Illegal or legal?
So, it's kind of interesting. That's a very good point. In my opinion, if underage can actually do.
He also repented
What
for
the
whacking into
fuck?
children and Grace Vanderwall. And if
Dude.
all of that wasn't crazy enough, he he apologized for having 500 megabytes of CP.
What?
Originally,
What?
people thought Daniel was being told to do and say all of these
What
things
the
by
fuck
malicious
is this?
But that might not have been the case after all. And following these incidents, he would post a video saying his parole officer told him he might go back to jail for a year for what he's done.
Hello, this is Daniel Larson. I just got in trouble with my probation officer for not following the probation rules.
I've seen this video like a million times.
Communication. He said if it happens anymore, I will go to jail.
Many have theorized what caused this, but most likely it was the May 6th incident. Now, the amount of things that happen in the Danderson universe going forward are far too great for me to recount them all. This video would be like 10 hours long if I did. So with that being said, I will be focusing on the main events in the story from here on. On May 10th, 2021, Daniel would come out as transgender.
I am transgender. Please stay tuned.
On the following day, May 11th, he would live stream a session with his therapist appointed to his case. Some people saw this as a good sign and that it was Daniel seeking help for his problems, while others presumed he was just doing it to show people he was talking to someone to get some heat off his
Audio
back.
check.
And this
Audio
entire
check.
therapy
Audio
session
check.
was streamed without the therapist's knowledge, so it's safe to assume it was the latter. Daniel's unhinged obsession with Grace VanderWaal would hit an all-time high around this point. He would stop suppressing his urges and start full-on schizo posting about her. On May 12th, he would announce on TikTok that he would be doing a collaboration with Grace VanderWaal. Now, this was clearly not true. However, following this post, Daniel would be in the streets telling people that Grace was indeed his girlfriend.
We're going to be dating, and we would like the message to be spread.
And after that video would surface, Daniel would post videos of himself moaning and whispering in a sexual way for Grace.
This message is
fuck?
for Grace.
What the fuck?
Every now and then, a post of Grace VanderWaal's would get larcened. This is when Daniel would comment 1,000 times over and over and over again, seemingly having a conversation with himself. Things would reach a boiling point for Daniel when he would post to TikTok in a panicked and distraught state. He was under the assumption that something bad had happened to Grace, and the VanderWaal family was withholding information from him.
Guys, message me now on YouTube. Now. Now.
He began begging and pleading with his audience to get him information, and then began repeatedly punching himself in the face and saying he was going to commit.
I'm currently under attack. Please, please, please. I'm currently under attack. If you don't let me on the team now, I'm gonna have to stop. I don't know.
A little over a week later, Daniel would post a video on YouTube mourning the passing of David and Grace VanderWaal, even though they were very much alive. In this video, Daniel would say a lot of things, but the big things were him confessing and apologizing to sexting minors.
I admit to sexting minors.
He would also
What the
apologize
fuck?
for sending wiener pictures to Grace as well.
I had no idea this guy was such a freak. Like a complete fucking
Grace and
lunatic.
sending Grace a dick pic.
Yeah,
I'm sorry for putting Grace through so much stress that she takes her own life and has a heart attack. Her last words to me was, Daniel,
Sound check.
I look up to you.
The
A little bit better
culmination
than
of
that.
all of Daniel's delusions and freakouts would have Grace
Sound
VanderWaal's mom
check.
send him this message. Stop
Yeah, I had
saying
no
my
idea it was
daughter's
that
name.
bad. Okay.
Stop saying
This
you
is
are
a
in a
little bit better,
relationship
but I
with
want
her.
it to be
You are
just a
scaring
little
her
bit better.
and our family. Everything you
Hello.
have said and done has been in your own mind.
Sound
You
check.
need to access some mental health support and stop harassing my daughter. I have contacted the authorities and will continue to press the issue if you don't stop making disturbing videos. Your followers have harassed my daughter long enough. Stop. Now, how do you think Daniel responded to this? I understand. I'm ending my life tonight. Daniel wouldn't actually do this and would spend the next few days apologizing to the VanderWaal family. He would also continue to address the allegations, fluctuating between apologizing and acting like he had no idea what they were. The Grace VanderWaal schizo posting would die off eventually and only really returns when a troll makes a fake account posing as her and starts interacting with him. A few weeks would pass after Daniel's livestream meltdown, and on July 15th he would release his first produced song, Roaring Thunder.
It's been a long time, never thought this would be.
It's been a long time means that it's been a while since I was performing, basically.
A masterpiece. And somehow, just a month later, in August, he would be recorded performing this song live. Now, this is definitely an open mic, and the place looks pretty empty. But it's still pretty insane to see Daniel here on stage performing his song live. While it may seem like some positives were happening in Daniel's life, that never lasts long. On the same day he would do his first live performance, he would also post a 3-minute altercation he would have with his caretaker Jonas. This fight supposedly happened because his caretaker wanted to take his phone away from him, which is like probably the best thing that he could have done for him, but you know Daniel's not giving up his phone. In this video, Daniel can be screaming, crying, and acting like he was assaulted. All things very common in Daniel's story.
I just did self-defense. I'm on the floor. I didn't do anything. I just did self-defense. I even have it on film.
We got here the Old Smoky Tennessee Moonshine.
Following Daniel's argument with his caretaker, a new
as long as
era
I don't
would begin,
promote it,
the
which I'm not
Mohawk
promoting
era.
it.
I love this era. Look at this dude.
Alcohol,
With the
man,
advice from
gay.
trolls, Daniel would decide to give himself a mohawk,
on
further
live.
adding to his insane look. Daniel would then post that he was in Los Angeles, California,
Screwed up,
and that he
but
was
that's not gonna
homeless
happen,
because
so.
his disability services have been cut off. However, this would be proven to be untrue based off people observing his surroundings and would eventually be found back in Colorado. Fast forward another few weeks and we have the October 4th intoxication incident. On October 4th, Daniel uploaded a series of TikToks where he is clearly impaired and claiming one of his care providers got him drunk. He would post over 100 TikToks that day, muttering complete nonsense like this.
Hello everyone. Did you know that I'm gay?
What the fuck?
Did you know that this is all the...
I'm not saying what the fuck to what he said. I don't really care if he's gay, but look at his eyes, man. He's shot out on something. Hey, I want to talk. I love to burn, but dude is wild.
Don't feel uncomfortable, everyone.
I don't look like alcohol would do that.
I am totally fine.
I would not want to be around him when he's like this. He's a danger when he's sober. When he's like this, my God, I could only imagine. 1 week later, on October 11th, he would announce he contacted Grace Vanderwall through her website, and they were going to be dating.
This message is to Grace Vanderwall and to the fans.
What the fuck?
Officially
You hear the vibrate.
Daniel's paranoia and delusions were at an all-time high during
That's
this time,
hilarious.
ultimately landing him in a mental hospital in Colorado Springs. There wasn't much documented during this time, but the things that were are no surprise in the Danderson universe. He would make multiple posts declaring his hatred for the police.
Hate the police, and the police are pigs.
Wishing JoJo Siwa died in the Holocaust.
Oh my God.
Siwa should have died in the Holocaust.
What's wrong with this
and have
dude?
another meltdown on TikTok Live, breaking up with
Doesn't
Grace
even make
Vanderwall.
sense
The final
historically.
big moment in 2021 would be the mac and
But,
cheese
like, what the
incident.
fuck?
On November 18th, Daniel would post a video claiming one of his care providers had done something to his mac and cheese.
This tastes like cow piss. Literal cow piss. I want to know who the put jalapenos in this.
Jalapenos are gas, bro.
Holy my mouth is on fire. It's got something in it that's like sour as well. And if you look, it's got
Oh my
like little
God.
things in it. I don't know what it is.
He would go on to look through everything in the fridge trying to get to the bottom of this.
Like, I'm going to be straight up serious. Why does the mac and cheese taste a lot like ranch, but with like a tangy taste? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Alright, now at this point we've made it to 2022. Are you guys still with me? There's still 2 more years of lunacy to talk about, so buckle up. Daniel would have a few different housing situations in 2022. Sometime in the beginning of the year, Daniel would manage to somehow be given his own apartment to live in, and he was gonna have a handler come in and check on him 3 times a week. I don't know how he managed to pull this off or who set this up for him, but they clearly failed to realize what an incredible danger Daniel is to himself and others around him. Like, imagine this guy was your neighbor all of a sudden. Oh, dude.
That's
no
horrible.
way. It would only take a handful of weeks for videos to come out showing Daniel had punched dozens of holes in his walls, broke his TV, and a large window. Daniel said he did all of this because he was threatened, and this is the results when people try and tell him what to do. A user on Reddit named Lootbox Production would post this comment. Lootbox Productions was another manager of Daniel's who supposedly tried to offer legitimate help to Daniel. At one point, he would make this post. To make a long story short, they claimed they did not like the idea of people managing Daniel, and that they had no access to the Cash App accounts used to donate goods and money to him as well. This post would receive a mostly positive response from the Danderson community. You see, at this point, people legitimately wanted to see Daniel succeed regardless of all the pedophile allegations. It's really weird. Regardless of all of this, Daniel would end up losing his housing deal, leading to him being homeless. While Daniel was homeless, he would be arrested for dine and dash at the Hard Rock Casino. This is just one of many dine and dash incidences. Most places can see that Daniel's kind of not all there, and they just kind of trespass him and they just comp the bill, but the Hard Rock wasn't playing. This was nothing serious though. He would be released, and this is an ongoing case still. Even though Daniel was homeless, he managed to stay active.
I'm buying this again. This is beautiful.
He attended and completed the Denver Colfax Marathon. There's even footage of him crossing the finish line. Now, he finished second last due to him barely jogging and being on TikTok Live the entire time, but you know, he did it. Doing all this in like really old, dirty shoes and stuff probably led him to getting the trench foot he would talk about. Yeah, that's right. He says he has trench foot. You know, the stuff that like soldiers in World War would get when they wore like soggy boots for hours at a time. Yeah, apparently Daniel's got that, which is just, you know, do with what you please. I'll show you some pictures of his feet later. A few days after the marathon was another infamous moment in Larson history. The porch charging.
I don't think anyone wants to see
Daniel
that.
would post a video of an altercation he was in with an unknown man. It is discovered through the video that Daniel is on his private property and is charging his phone in one of his outlets on the porch. Which, I mean, hey man, Daniel's got to charge his phone somehow, so you might catch him on your porch one day, just know that. When the homeowner told him to leave, Daniel flat out ignored him. This man would end up calling 911 and became extremely agitated with Daniel, which is totally understandable.
You gonna wait? Is that what you're waiting for?
I don't know what you're gonna do. I don't know if you're gonna.
I'm asking you a question. You better get the off of here. Get the out of here before I move you out of here.
If you take one step closer...
Get the off my property!
Daniel would leave before the cops showed up, but he would make sure to call the homeowner the N-word before he left. Yeah, that's right. Daniel's racial slur use isn't something I have touched on yet, but you see, on top of liking children, Daniel here also likes to use the N-word a lot. A lot of the insane things Daniel says comes at the behest of trolls, but the racial slurs seem to be on his own volition.
Do not weigh.
There's
I mean, like one is being just a fucked up person, and one is being
just
a
another
monster.
redeeming quality from our president here. Due to Daniel's
But I mean, I get it,
disabilities
you know,
and
it's two
homelessness,
peas
he
in
would
the same
be assigned
pod,
a
I guess.
caseworker by the state of Colorado. This caseworker was named Andrew, and he became the scapegoat for all of Daniel's issues when he was homeless. Andrew was often blamed by Daniel for stealing his money, destroying his career, as well as making his life difficult. On a live stream during the final week of June, Daniel would have a full-on meltdown over Andrew. He would record himself running into the woods, striking himself repeatedly, say he was going to find and kill Andrew, and then call him the N-word.
I want Andrew held fully responsible for this entire mess. I want all of my money back. Like this, Andrew? This is what Bob and I do every single time you don't listen to us.
During the time Daniel was raging over Andrew, he would speak at a Roe v. Wade protest. For some reason, they had the great idea of having an open mic, and you know what happens when Daniel sees an open mic.
I never used to be able to come out to crowds like this and be able to talk like this and be myself.
The crowd cheering Daniel on without knowing who he is or what he was about to say is actually hilarious. They have no idea what they're about to be hit with. He would go on to talk about Grace Vanderwaal, of course. He would say, because of my autism, my grandma died of cancer.
Because of my autism, my grandmother passed away of cancer.
And he would also go on to describe the May 6th incident
I
where
don't
he
even know
flashed
what
his
to say
penis
to
on
that.
TikTok Live.
That so-called management, which I later found out was fake, they ended up getting me to go onto TikTok Live and go completely nude on live. And at the time, there was 3,000 people in that live.
Before he could share any more to the unassuming crowd, he would be cut off by an event coordinator. Thank God. The story only gets worse from here. Towards the end of June, Daniel would claim Bob Proctor could no longer afford to support him. It turns out, behind the scenes, Bob was supporting Daniel financially, getting him food, housing, and paying for his music career, if you can call it a career. On the 13th of July, Daniel goes bowling and plays minigolf with Brink. It's all fun and games for Daniel right now, but just a week later, probably the worst incident to date would happen. The toothbrush incident. People that know Daniel's story hear toothbrush and immediately know what I'm talking about. And you know, if you've got that image in your mind, like I do right now, I am sorry. And if you don't know what I'm talking about,
I don't want any images in my mind.
Yourself, because I'm going to tell you. A video of Daniel sticking a toothbrush up his ass and then brushing his teeth with it surfaces online. I have seen many horrible things on the internet, but this really? This made my tummy upset. It was very hard to watch this guy mean mug the camera. And yes, I watched it.
Are you serious?
I gotta do my research. I gotta know
why?
everything. You don't have to watch it. You can just get the description and just know it is as bad as you think. Whatever
anyone should watch that.
Right
That's
now,
illegal.
it is that bad. A week after the toothbrush incident, Daniel would go to Hooters with Brink. He would then buy a $400 pair of headphones he got through Twitch donations, and then destroy those same headphones the very next day. Daniel would eventually start blaming Brink for all of his failures, despite Brink taking him out for food, getting him clothes, giving him a much-needed shower, and all of the activities like ziplining and minigolf. This is something very common for Daniel. He can't take any responsibility for his own failures, so he blames everybody around him, no matter how good they treat him. Brink would eventually stop helping Daniel, and a new manager would step in named Ox. Ox is a controversial figure in the Daniel Larson community. He often overlooks all of Daniel's pedophilic and racist actions and blames them on the malicious trolls in Daniel's community. Just like Brink, Daniel would eventually blame all of his problems on Ox as well, as again, he fails to understand the concept of taking responsibility for your actions. In one video, Daniel even threatens to send a bomb to Ox's house.
F*** Ox. F*** Ox. F*** Ox. F*** Ox. Next time he does something like that, I'll send a bomb to his house. I'll make sure he's dead.
Something he'll get very used to doing. Ox, like all managers, would stop managing Daniel at a certain point, and despite being controversial in the community, there was one thing that he said that I found to be very true.
Dan and his trolls are like yin and yang, and it has taken me forever to see, but Dan and his delusions will always gravitate towards these trolls because his delusions are all he wants in the world, okay? And the trolls are always going to meet him halfway because they're going to pretend to be everything that he wants, and they're going to get what they want out of him.
2022 ends for Daniel Larson in its usual chaotic state. In the first week of December, Daniel live streams himself in a casino gambling all of his money away and having to get picked up by Bob Proctor. How or why Daniel thought gambling his money would be a good idea at all is honestly beyond me. But we already know by this point, Daniel doesn't have a normal brain. He doesn't think like a normal person. He's just, yeah. Just a few days after the casino, the December 10th incident occurs. Daniel, on a live stream, has a meltdown in Bob Proctor's car. During this meltdown, Daniel would repeatedly scream that the motel tried to kill him. And then he would begin to strike Bob over and over, eventually turning his fist on himself.
Car! Get out of my car, Daniel! No! Get the hell out of my car! God damn! Get out of my car!
You're doing it! Stop!
Get out of my car!
Fault! It's not my fault! It's
Get
not
out
my
of my
fault!
car!
The motel just threatened to kill me!
Get out of my car!
Stop! The motel threatened to kill me! The motel threatened to kill me! The motel threatened to kill me!
Get out of my car! Get out of my car, Daniel!
I'm not going to! I'm not going to! I'm bleeding!
Yeah, you're bleeding because you're hitting yourself.
But you don't...
I've got to get help. I've got to get help. I've got to call the police.
No, I'm bleeding.
I've got to call the police.
This is wild.
No, the motel threatened to kill me. The motel threatened to kill me.
I've got to call the police. I've got to get you out of here. Yeah, you've got to get out of my car.
The motel threatened to kill me. The motel threatened to kill me.
I gotta get you out of here is an understatement, bro.
And you're trying to kill me.
Bob would subsequently call the police on Daniel, and that would end this whole thing, and those are the biggest events in 2022. The year is now 2023, and we're on the final stretch of the current Daniel Larson story. 2023 is by far the most documented year of Daniel's life. While 2019 to 2022 have 2 dedicated pages to it, 2023 has 4 pages and counting. So, with the interest in keeping this video under 2 hours, I again will be covering the major moments of Daniel's story. By this point, Daniel has gone past the status of lolcow and become a full-on horror cow. Following the December 10th incident, Bob Proctor would immediately buy Daniel a plane ticket to California. It was heavily speculated by the community that he would be institutionalized there because California has some strict 5150 laws, but this was wishful thinking. In the beginning of January, Daniel was talking to another fake Grace Vanderwall account. This account ended up convincing Daniel to admit to being a pedophile and hitting Bob.
I admit that I am a pedophile. And I admit that yes, I hit Bob.
And somehow, just one day after that, on January 17th, 2 fans would buy Daniel a ticket to Disney.
Hey, what's up, everyone? I made it
shit,
inside
man?
Disney.
This is why the internet is too regulated. This is what people do. It's horrible. It really is horrible. I'm sorry, but this is rough.
He even asked for $50 in donations to pay for a tour in the park.
Okay, so I made it inside Disney, but now I want to go to Tom Sawyer's or whatever island. You have to take a boat. There's a tour that I want to do that's $50, so we're asking for donations.
This was a good day for Daniel, but the next day, not so much. On the next day, January 18th, Daniel would announce he has scabies.
Alright, well, I'm on my way to the hospital because I woke up this morning with my body itching like hell.
Scabies is a disease where mites burrow deep into your skin, causing intense itching. These are typically contracted when someone has very poor hygiene, and Daniel here is the poster child for that. When he arrived in Los Angeles, he had no luggage or belongings, and he stayed in the same clothes for over 120 days. When you pair that with no showers and sleeping in porta potties and public restrooms, this was kind of bound to happen. One point in Daniel's life, he wore the same shirt for 4.5 months. This was the green t-shirt. Look at the bottom, it's all brown and stained from just like jizz and snot and just all the fluids Daniel would wipe into it. Scabies are also easily transferable with skin-to-skin contact, so just imagine all the people Daniel brushed shoulders with at Disney the day before. Daniel was just walking around handing out scabies to people, leaving deposits on rides, just... oh, what a nightmare. This was actually so horrifying that a Facebook community post about Daniel went viral, warning the neighbors about him to prevent the spread of scabies in their neighborhood. I wish I was lying about that. Daniel would eventually go to the hospital and get prescribed an $80 ointment to use on his skin, but instead of buying the ointment, he opted to put his money into useless stocks and buy dessert at a restaurant. The scabies arc would come to a climax at the end of January, when Daniel posted a video frantically scratching himself and talking about how itchy he is. He would go back to the hospital where he would receive a shot of antibiotics this time and a washcloth bath from a nurse. That poor nurse. The horrors they probably had to see. He would even post a TikTok kissing his scabies.
I don't want to imagine that.
Oh, so I was just given a pill to get rid of these scabies all over me. It was nice knowing you, friends. Now you're all dead.
Yeah, this guy is something else. In February, Daniel decides he's going to Las Vegas to hopefully become rich and famous. When he made it to Vegas, it wouldn't take long for something bad to happen. On February 15th is another big moment in Daniel's story. This is the casino bathroom incident. At about 2 a.m. on the 15th, Daniel was found in a casino bathroom by 2 security guards. The 2 guards began aggressively trying to get Daniel off the toilet in order to remove him from the property. Daniel's response to this was to scream and shout at them, saying he wasn't doing anything wrong and not to touch him.
No, you won't. Yo, get the f off the toilet. No, you won't. No, you won't. You aren't gonna do shit. Whoa. You better calm the down. You get stupid now? Let's go right now. No. Walk. No. Get the fuck out. Walk. Get the f out. Don't yell at me. I said don't yell at me. I said don't yell at me. I said don't yell at me. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. I don't think so. Don't grab me like that. Don't grab me like that. Don't grab me like that.
After leaving the property, he films himself crying, punching himself in the head more, and destroying property, saying he's going to kill himself.
I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. Don't grab me like that.
This is a whole horror cow. I've never even heard of that term before this. Terrifying. Seriously, like what the hell? Full-blown horror cow.
Daniel would continue to sleep inside casinos and recorded another altercation of him getting trespassed somewhere else.
Guys are not making sense.
This is like interesting, like a social, like living in casinos, like what?
For trespassing. As a duly appointed representative of the owners of this property, I hereby warn you, you are trespassing upon this property as defined by Nevada Revised Statute.
I'm not trespassing.
207.200. This is our property and we say you're trespassed. 200. If you do not leave these premises immediately, you will be subject to the arrest for the misdemeanor. Your subsequent return to the premises after being duly warned will subject you to immediate arrest for trespassing. Now, are you going to leave or are you going to be arrested for trespassing?
Like I said, I wasn't trespassing.
You're making it harder.
I just trespassed you. We have the right to do that. You are trespassed. You can never come back here again.
For literally just sitting here and watching the game.
For sleeping 3 times, that's why.
I wasn't
Are you going to
sleeping,
leave?
though. I wasn't sleeping,
Are you
though.
going to leave or are you going to be arrested?
I'm not going to sit here and have lies, though.
Following this incident, Daniel would go missing over a week, not posting anything or contacting anyone, and that scared some people. Only a handful of people would spot him in the city and post it to the Daniel Larson subreddit. It was like a game of Where's Waldo. On February 23rd, Daniel would return on a new TikTok account claiming he was attacked by 2 fans. He said that they stole his phone, and that's why he hasn't been posting. A few days later, on the 27th, Daniel would upload 50 videos talking about a variety of things like his living situation, his warrants, and even Bob Proctor. There's a lot of random statements in there, but there are some notable things that he said. The biggest thing would be Daniel claiming that in the previous year he made $30,000 in donations. And because of this, the federal government is going to kick him off his Social Security services because he's made too much money. Which is, I mean, it's almost sickening if that's true. Now, Daniel is a delusional, schizo, bipolar psycho, so you have to take everything he says with a grain of salt. On March 1st, Daniel would be arrested by the Las Vegas police for trespassing at another casino, which, you know, at this point, it was bound to happen. After this arrest, Daniel would disappear from the internet for a couple weeks. On the 14th, he would start posting again, saying he was attacked again by someone. Daniel would then spend some time at a mental health facility called Sunshine Medical Center, but he would be discharged shortly after arriving, claiming they told him he's not mentally ill enough to be held in a mental health facility permanently. Which I don't know how you don't have a conversation with Daniel for 5 minutes and not realize he's like not competent at all for like the real world, but I don't know, I'm not a doctor, I guess. Following his stay at the mental hospital, Daniel would begin his journey from Las Vegas to New York. Why does Daniel want to go to New York, you might be asking? Daniel was once again under the assumption that he was in contact with the Vanderwall family. Apparently, Grace and her mother Tina wanted to speak with him regarding some kind of investigation. Yeah, it's as crazy as it sounds, and yes, he believed it wholeheartedly. On Daniel's journey to New York, he would stop in many places like Arizona and Texas, documenting a handful of incidences. On March 26th, Daniel would have a full-on schizophrenic episode that he documented on TikTok Live. During this episode, he believed he was being stalked by a white pickup truck. You know, peak schizo behavior.
There's been a person in a white pickup truck following me around all day long. And also there was a guy in the white pickup truck that was the guy that came up to me in person.
At one point, he ran inside a gas station to ask the employees for help, and the employees would go outside and try and help Daniel, but report there was no white pickup truck. And when they told Daniel there was no trucks outside, he would run out to the empty parking lot to film for proof.
Pickup truck was along the back of that wall, down near the ring stop. So he watched me go over here from somewhere, and then he drove across the street knowing that I was at the Walmart.
And this whole thing would go on for like another hour until the people at the gas station had to tell Daniel to leave. Daniel would eventually get a plane ticket to New York, probably by the help of his fans. On April 4th, he would land in Newark, New Jersey, and he would take a train to New York. While Daniel was on the train, his phone number would be repeatedly leaked, causing him to freak out and start punching and kicking the train itself.
Apparently I landed in New York, but apparently the trolls yesterday when I was on the plane leaked all of my phone numbers to the Reddit. Okay, stop leaking my number. I don't give a f*** what my fans think. Stop leaking my number. This is not funny. I am pressing charges. I will f***ing destroy my entire career and end up behind bars for life today if you guys do not stop leaking my phone number. Okay, so somebody at the airport tried to get me to get in their car. I refused, and I punched the guy in the nose. I punched the guy actually in his nose.
Oh yeah, lay the fuck down.
Oh my fucking hell. Oh, stop. You guys are scaring me. Stop.
Please.
Stop. You guys are scaring me.
Which I guess if you're a New Yorker, this is probably normal. And for the next couple of days, Daniel would be found and doxxed all over New York. I don't know what he was thinking coming here. On April 5th, the infamous bodega incident happens. On this day, Daniel would have an explosion inside a New York bodega. Moments before this, he would be followed around by a group of teenagers who were apparently giving him death threats. They were also asking him stupid questions like if he smoked crack or he smoked crank.
Are you smoking crack or tweak?
No, I'm not.
The whole time this is happening, Daniel's in a Discord call with trolls, and when the store owner finally asked Daniel to leave the store, that's when the people in his Discord encouraged Daniel to attack and even spit on the employee.
Daniel, defend yourself.
Daniel, get back at him.
Defend yourself, Daniel.
If you're one of these people in the Discord call, you're just as much of a loser as Daniel is. Really think about your life, guys. Really think about what you're doing. Daniel would charge the employee, and when he did, the employee punched Daniel in the face and threw him to the ground. Daniel would go to the emergency room over this incident, where he would post a video of himself with a black eye and a giant bandage on his nose.
Fortunately, I don't have any fractures that I know of. I did have a fairly good-sized cut on my nose.
The other notable incident that happened in April 2023 was the discovery of Daniel's Quora account. This account was filled with ridiculous questions like, why do black people stalk me? And why do I feel little worms when I ejaculate? Which is...
What the fuck?
That is crazy. However,
What
there were a lot of
the
questions
fuck?
that were downright disturbing. Like, why do I have strange thoughts involving children?
That's
How
fucked.
do pedophiles pick up a girl? Amongst
What?
many more. Really horrifying stuff. Go take a look at it. It'll make you sick. This guy is in the head. Following the discovery of Daniel's nasty Quora
terrible.
account, Flexburger, Daniel's original manager, and the guy responsible for the May 6th incident went to Twitter to leak a bunch of disturbing NSFW videos of Daniel. Now obviously I can't show you these videos as Daniel is butt-ass naked in them, but I will describe them to you as I actually had to watch it, so the least you can do is hear about it. The first video Flexburger leaked is the pencil video. Daniel is seen inserting a pencil up his ass and jumping around the room with it still up in him. Really bad. Really hard to watch. The next video is the shower incident. Daniel would take a video of himself naked, drying himself with a towel, and then he would send that video to his mom. It's unconfirmed if he meant to send it to his mom, or if it was even his mom at all, but it's still disturbing nonetheless. And the final leaked video would be the bottle video. In this video, Daniel would stick a bottle up his ass, and then proceed to dance around the room with it. I don't know what it is with this guy and his butt, but I'm sorry I had to harass your ears with those descriptions. Let's move on to something better.
What
On
the
May
fuck?
10th, Daniel would meet another popular TikTok lolcow, World of T-Shirts, which led to this awesome interaction.
The Jimmy Timmy Power Hour.
Concrete jungle where dreams are made of. There's nothing you can't do. Now you're in New York.
These two would sit down and talk about a range of topics before shaking hands and parting ways. Kind of a wholesome interaction in the Daniel Larson story. A week after meeting World of T-Shirts, Daniel would purchase a bus ticket to Orlando, Florida. That's right, the Colorado cryptid wanted to come see the Florida sun. However, things wouldn't go as planned for Daniel. Daniel is seen sporting another set of comically large headphones in a video, and records himself running down the street after he missed the bus. Daniel would get so upset over this, he would destroy his headphones and throw them in the Hudson River.
If I miss this bus ride, I'm gonna be angry.
Why, man? These are expensive headphones. Oh, bye-bye.
This guy loves buying and destroying headphones. Let me tell you what. Daniel would spend a little over a month in New York and eventually fly back to Colorado on May 20th. It would not take long for another big incident to happen
That's
in
all I
Daniel
gotta
Larson's
say.
story. Just 5 days after being back in Colorado, Daniel would find himself inside a Haagen-Dazs ice cream shop. Trolls would find and approach Daniel, asking about the last time he took a shower and telling him that he smells like poop.
Police are on their way.
John
I'm
Summit.
going to need to ask you to
Daniel, John Summit told me to ask you if you've showered any time recently.
Okay, I'm going to need to ask you guys to leave.
You still smell like poop.
Which is just, man, it's a funny statement, let me tell you. Eventually, a staff member would ask why the trolls were recording Daniel, and when they told this woman that he was a pedophile, she would ask him to leave.
Why are you taking pictures of this man? Leave him alone.
I'm security. He's a pedophile.
How do you know that?
Do you want me to show you?
What? Yeah, show me.
Allegedly, Daniel would get so upset he would strike this woman, resulting in him getting forcibly removed from the premises, and giving us this wonderful video capturing it all going down.
You want a shirt? Tell him to bring it.
Okay, I'm on the phone with
Get
the
out
fucking
now.
police. You have a warrant for your fucking arrest.
Holy shit.
After this, an extremely stressed Daniel would start calling people on the street the N-word and start punching himself in the head, something I'm sure we're all too familiar with at this point. At the end of the month of May, on the 31st, Daniel would start a new business venture. He would make a cameo and start selling personalized videos for people instead of asking for donations through Cash App. The price of the cameo at first was reasonable, at $20 for a cameo, and Daniel got an influx of requests, and it only took a little over 2 weeks for the price to skyrocket to over $1,000 per cameo. And I pray nobody actually paid any of these ridiculously high priced cameos. Jesus, man. He would have and sell these cameos until his account would be suspended on August 16th of this year. It is unknown exactly why his account was suspended, but is highly likely due to Daniel not fulfilling requests and blatantly stealing money from people who have not received what they paid for. July 9th is another horrible day in the Daniel Larson story. On this day, Daniel went to the Longmont Humane Society and adopted a dog. Yes, you heard me correctly, he adopted a dog. Not just any dog, a German Shepherd. How anyone in this facility couldn't take one look at Daniel and say, fuck no, you're not taking a dog from here is beyond me. I mean, seriously, what kind of screening process did you guys do? Rest assured, though, this is probably one of the only incidences in Daniel Larson's story that has a positive outcome. Thank God. Daniel stated that he wanted to get this dog for security and that it was going to be a guard dog, when in fact, this was just a regular house pet. The adoption of this dog sparked an outrage on Daniel Larson's subreddit and other adjacent communities. Within 2 days, a rescue mission was constructed by a user named Goated Minds and a few others in a Discord server. And on July 11th, Daniel's dog, Music, would be rescued. A user named Ween found Daniel, asked to take Music for a walk, and safely put her in her car and drove away. It was pretty much that simple and easy. Ween and Goated Minds would post further proof of Music's rescue to the Daniel Larson subreddit, so finally everyone was able to rest easy. Daniel, however, did not take this news well, and on the same day would have a meltdown inside of a Walmart, destroying an entire gift card section. He would go live after the Walmart meltdown and continue to freak out, claiming he was going to kill Bob Proctor and even threaten to bomb the White House. This event would come to a climax when Daniel would eventually be picked up by EMS and taken to a mental institution where he would remain for a little bit.
Well, I tell you what, Daniel, we got some good news for you. We got an ambulance right here ready to take you wherever you need to go. So if you want to talk to these gentlemen here, they can help you out, okay? Hey, what's going on, man?
Hi.
What's your name?
I'm Daniel.
I'm Jason. This is my friend
Hi,
Brad.
nice to meet you.
What's going on today, man?
And just so.
Let's go in the ambulance.
Can I go in the ambulance? Yeah.
Daniel would be released from the mental institution on July 19th, and there's only a few more explosive and important Daniel Larson events to cover from here. A lot of Daniel's life can be chopped up to the classic saying, same shit, different day. I could talk for hours detailing every minute detail of Daniel's life that has been documented. However, I believe a lot of these details are unimportant and uninteresting. For example, do you really need to know on August 6th Daniel had breakfast at Dunkin' Donuts? I don't really think so. Now, with that being said, let's cover the last few explosive moments in this story. Another great life decision Daniel would make on August 15th was spending nearly $500 on fleshlights and sex toys. And a video of Daniel using one of these fleshlights would leak a couple weeks later. Please don't try and find this. I promise there's no amount of eye bleach that will wash that video out of your eyes. I mean, again, I watched everything. Research, baby. I do this for you guys. On August 29th, we probably have Daniel's most violent meltdown yet. In a very agitated state, Daniel posted a video stating this message was for Grace VanderWaal. He proceeded to call her the N-word, a hater, and states he will always hate her for what she did to him. He would also state that he was going to bomb the White House again and every single police station in the entire U.S.
Grace is a fucking hater, and I will always hate her now because of what she did. And yes, I will bomb the White House. I will fucking bomb the White House.
I like how they just say it and then he just literally just says it exactly how he said he was going to say it.
Later that afternoon, his meltdown would continue on a YouTube live stream. The live stream was titled Proof for the N-Word Grace VanderWaal, I'm hitting myself until I bleed. And that's kind of exactly what he does. In the stream, he can be seen crying hysterically, punching himself in the face, and slamming his head into the concrete wall. Not only that, he would also finally end it with slamming his head into the sidewalk. This is a really, really violent freakout, and I unfortunately can't show you because YouTube will pull the whole video. I've seen it happen too many times. So, again, one of those ones you got to find on your own. It's not really fun to watch. It's really hard to watch. It'll make your head hurt. It made my head hurt. With that being said, let's keep going. A few days after that, on the 31st, Daniel would have another meltdown. This time, he was in the car with Bob Proctor, and an argument broke out over Bob not wanting Daniel to have his phone on in the car or while they had dinner. And of course, Daniel, being the delusional schizo he is, demanded he brings his phone inside because he needs it for his protection. Bob eventually had enough with Daniel and told him to get out of the car, which only made Daniel more agitated. The two would begin to hit each other while Daniel shrieks he has the right to defend himself. Just, again, ugly. I don't know why Bob keeps messing with this guy. Why do you keep trying to help him after he just keeps hitting you, man?
So, are we going to get dinner, or are you taking me back to the motel and I'm just gonna not have anything for dinner? And I'm not gonna eat today at all. And I guess I'll starve tonight. So what is it?
Get out!
I'm not gonna do it. Because I have my phone.
Get the f***ing out of my car!
This is hilarious.
Okay, don't f***ing grab me.
You want me to break your f***ing arm?
If you break my arm,
then get the f*** out of my car!
Okay, then let go of me.
You're hitting me! God damn you!
You hit me first, bitch!
Get out of my car!
You hit me first! I'm not playing these games with you!
This altercation would end with Bob shoving Daniel out of the car and driving off. Daniel would shout many slurs at Bob, most notably the N-word, before the video would end. He would also claim that Bob ran over his foot, which I don't think he did.
Ow! Fucking!
Get away from my car!
Holy hell! You ran over me! You ran over me!
Not long after this, Daniel would post another video of himself inside a motel room kicking and slamming his head into walls.
This is something, man.
Bob just ran me over with his car. Bob just ran me over with his car. Bob just ran me over with his car. Bob just ran me over. Bob just ran me over. Bob just ran me over with his car.
Oh my god.
Finally, we've made it to the last notable arc in Daniel's story. On September 10th, Daniel claimed he would be enrolling in college. CU Boulder to be exact. I don't know why he wanted to do this, who talked him into it, why he wants to do this, I don't know. Here's his totally real student ID card. Yeah, that is legit card right there. A fraternity on campus began unironically partying with Daniel, and over the next few days would film a bunch of interactions with him. There was a few very notable videos for me.
Hi, this is Daniel Larson, and you guys should buy Capita.
There's one of Daniel kissing a woman on the cheek, and if I was that girl, I'd be in the hospital getting checked for scabies immediately. I don't know why you would let this guy touch you, but man, Man, that is nasty. There's also a video of Daniel trying to bench press in the gym, which, man, I didn't even know your arms could can bend like that. That guy, look at that form. Daniel's college days would come to an end when he was subsequently arrested after kicking a security guard on campus. He would be released on September 19th and take the bus back to Denver. And just like that, Daniel's college days were over. Just 2 weeks later, on October 3rd, Daniel would be arrested again for failure to appear. Like I said before, the story of Daniel Larson can be chopped up to the age-old saying, same shit, different day. This guy lives a life on repeat. His turbulent life has been documented the last 4 years and counting, and there's no signs of changing for Daniel here. He is stuck in a perpetual loop of being trolled, having meltdowns, and being arrested. There's only one way this story ends, and it's not happy. If you somehow feel bad for this guy, just remember he is a pedophile and a danger to himself and others around him. Please do not forget about his Pinterest or Quora accounts, and his countless confessions to his unforgivable actions. This guy is not redeemable. He is not somebody you want to help. Don't give him money. Don't just, if you see him, keep moving. It's not worth it. With all of that being said, thank you for taking the time to watch my documentary.
That was a crazy
I'm Nick
video.
Nobody, and until next week, I'm out.
Interacting. This is what's this video?
Cancer isn't just about treating the disease. It's also about helping people live well during and after treatment. At MSK, we don't just treat cancer, we treat people.
I'm being told this is Limo Emo
So fucked up right now, man.
Save you hundreds by customizing
Drunk
your
as
car
shit.
insurance. And his partner
Daniel Larson is a man that needs no elaborate introduction. If you somehow don't know who Daniel Larson is, I highly urge you to go watch the first documentary I have done on him and then come back to this one and continue the madness when you're done.
Oh,
However,
no.
if you're someone that just wants to see a crazy man do crazy things, well then continue forward because you're in the right place. In the first documentary I made on Daniel, we tracked his life from a young age in a youth group home.
They did a lot to help me. I made lots of friends. I learned how to do stuff I never knew how to do before, and it's much better now.
All the way to being homeless and arrested on the campus of the University of Boulder, Colorado after kicking a security guard.
What's your tag on you?
It's Daniel Larson.
Daniel Larson. Okay, that's right. Daniel, how's your YouTube channel going?
Not good.
And a ton of things have happened to Daniel since we've last talked about him just a handful of months ago. He got a really cool haircut.
Hey, old granny. I finally
Oh
got
my
my
God.
haircut done.
He went to college.
Would anybody like to volunteer for extra credit to read what is on the slideshow right now? Would anybody like to volunteer? Just
I would.
okay, for sure.
Song by Ruben. I went to the town with a frown. The people laugh over me. It wasn't
What
my
is
fault.
this?
And
What
I got
is this,
hard
bro? I swear to God, what is
Or, yeah, I got hard on the corner of Orphanage Street.
Hey,
that
very
was
good.
real good, man.
Very good. Thank you very much. Mr. Larson gets extra credit.
And he even went to jail for almost a month after racking up a ton of warrants for various crimes.
Hey, buddy, relax, Daniel. Relax. Relax. You're under arrest. You got a warrant for your arrest. Relax.
Okay.
Okay? Relax. Deep breath. Calm down. We're good.
It's gonna be okay, buddy. We're gonna figure out the one, okay?
It's a probation
Okay.
warrant. All right? So just relax. Everything's okay.
Of course, like any lolcow we cover on this channel, the plot armor is impenetrable. Even with 5 warrants, Daniel only stayed 17 days in jail before being released on probation with 48 hours of community service that we all know he's not gonna do. In this video today, we will be covering all of these moments and so many more because every day in Daniel's life seems to have an event you can talk about. This is Daniel Larson's never-ending story. Where we last left off in this story, Daniel was being arrested for third-degree assault at the University of Boulder, Colorado after attacking a security guard on September 16th, 2023. A couple days later, a live stream of his court hearing was broadcast and Daniel would in fact plead guilty to his charges. And the judge here really tries to make sure Daniel understands his rights and everything going on, and Daniel does say he understands, but I'm not entirely sure he does.
Mr. Larson, come on up. Mr. Larson, your case is 23M1704, People versus Daniel Larson, and Mr. Larson, you're present out of custody and on bond. Mr. Rosenbach is here for the people. Mr. Larson, did you hear all of that?
I did, Your Honor.
And is that how you want to resolve your case today? Is you'll plead guilty to an added count of count 3 of attempted third-degree assault? It's a Class 2 misdemeanor. I'd place you on 12 months of probation, order 48 hours of community service, anger management classes, and a fine. Do you understand that?
I understand that.
Okay. Was anything promised to you other than from what I stated out here in open court just now?
No, Your Honor.
Are you thinking clearly today?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's going on right now?
No, Your Honor.
And I've also, Mr. Larson, been handed this Rule 11 advisement form. This is a form that details the constitutional trial rights that you give up by pleading guilty. Did you read through this form?
I did.
And do you understand this?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to briefly go over your constitutional trial rights with you. I want to make sure you understand you don't have to plead guilty just because you've been made an offer. You have a right to a speedy and a public jury trial. Now, if you go to that speedy and public jury trial, you'd have a right to, you'd be presumed innocent.
This guy wants to get him off.
The only way you could be found guilty is if the district attorney was able to prove to the jury's satisfaction beyond a reasonable doubt your guilt. Now, at that trial, you'd have a right to an attorney. If you couldn't afford an attorney, I would appoint one to represent you. Your attorney would be able to cross-examine and challenge all the DA's witnesses, would be able to subpoena witnesses to court, even if they did not want to come to court, and then you could testify in your own defense. Now, Mr. Larson, if you chose not to testify, if you decided to remain silent, I would instruct the jury. They couldn't hold that decision not to testify, that right to silence against you. Do you understand that?
I understand.
If you went to trial and lost, you'd have a right to an appeal. When you plead guilty like you're doing right now, you waive or give up those constitutional trial rights.
I understand.
Do you have any questions for me about your constitutional trial rights?
No, Your Honor.
Is anybody threatening you, pressuring you, or coercing you to get you to waive your constitutional trial rights and plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
You are pleading guilty to attempted third-degree assault. Attempt is a violation of 18-2-101 of the Colorado Revised Statutes. Third-degree assault is a violation of 18-3-204 of the Colorado Revised Statutes. Class 2 misdemeanor carries a maximum penalty of 120 days in jail and a $750 fine. Do you understand that?
I understand.
Do you have any questions for me about your constitutional rights, the charge you're pleading guilty to, or the maximum penalty here?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Larson, to the charge of attempted third-degree assault, a Class 2 misdemeanor, how do you plead guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I will accept your guilty plea, and looking at your demeanor here in court, Mr. Larson, and your responsiveness to my questions, I am going to find that your guilty plea is knowing, voluntary, and intelligent, that it is free from threat and coercion, and that you understand the maximum penalties and the elements of this charge.
Daniel would be released from Boulder County Jail on September 19th. He would begin posting on his community tab again, and even did a live stream on his bus ride back to Denver where he would be recognized by a fan.
Daniel Larson.
I am, yeah.
So you're just student at CU Boulder?
What?
Are you actually a student at CU Boulder?
Not anymore, no.
What happened?
Trolls got me, like, banned, yeah.
So where are you headed to right now?
I'm headed back to Denver. Yeah.
So how did they get you banned? Like, what happened?
Well, I was supposed to be working at the CU game this weekend, and from my understanding, someone at the school called the security on me and then claimed that I was causing a scene when I clearly wasn't. And then the security told me that I had to leave the school campus, but I had a dorm on campus, so I can't just leave campus if I'm a student and I have a dorm. And then the security guy, rather than verifying with anyone or getting on the walkie-talkie with anyone, told me I was a liar, called the Boulder sheriff on me, and then got me arrested.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Can you get your picture real quick?
Sure.
Thanks, it was nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too.
It would not take long following this interaction for body cam footage of Daniel's arrest from a few days prior to surface.
And then the person walking me, the security guard, starts, pulling on my hands. I think that, I thought that was assault or whatever. I didn't know what was going on other than, just super, super aggressive.
for no reason at all. Since I was walking with them, I pull a little bit, you know, not trying to get away or anything, but I'm just, you know, trying to just, you know, get, you know, the aggression to stop pretty much, okay? And at that point, I, you know, try to, you know, kick with my foot, trying to just, you know, get, because they're using aggression. I was like, I need this to stop. I need to, you know, I was basically trying to match their level, okay? At that point, I'm like, I'm not going to be aggressive. I just tell them that. I keep repeating it. They sit me down over here. At that point, they do find out I'm a student, and I am getting enrolled. And that's where things are now. And now I'm talking to you.
There was even photos and a video of the police going through Daniel Larson's backpack and gagging at the sight of his pocket. The next disgusting update that would come in the Daniel Larson timeline was the alleged discovery of his new Pinterest account on September 25th. Just like Daniel's first Pinterest account, the second one was also filled with images of underage girls and folders of images of young Grace Vanderwall. A handful of days later, on the 29th, Daniel would take to his YouTube community tab and threaten to bomb every business he walked into, Columbia Records, and every police station. He would continue his rant about police on a live stream where he would refer to them as N's and then go on to drop the N-word after warning everybody he's about to say it.
So, I do have to say that I completely disagree with what the police are doing. F them. They're a bunch of little N's. And yes, I am going to say they're a bunch of niggers. Okay, but I absolutely hate the police, okay, for what they're doing.
The next day, September 30th, Daniel would go to the Colorado Festival where he would be caught filming children during a live concert. No, I'm not making that up. I wish I was, but I am not. There's even a picture somebody took of Daniel filming the children at this festival. A couple days after this, on October 2nd, Daniel would claim to have 5 court dates this month. Which is ironic because the very next day, on the 3rd, Daniel would be taken into custody for failure to appear in court. He wouldn't be in custody for long, being released within 24 hours and creating a brand new YouTube account to post on called Daniel Larson 2024. On October 5th, he would post this insane message about his trench foot on his YouTube community tab. No, I don't, but my trench foot issue did something strange today. I took off my sock and the sock stuck to my trench foot and literally pulled off a good layer of skin. So I'm going to have to run to the store and see if I can get, I guess, some sort of cast to put on it, but yeah, apparently it took off a pretty big chunk of my foot skin. And it's a thick enough layer of skin that I mean my foot is now tender. He would even go on to post a video talking about his foot.
Those are plantar warts. And there's my foot. Kind of see just how bad my trench foot is. The trench foot part is right in there. It's very tender. You can see the coloring difference. So that...
On October 8th, Daniel admits to saving CP on his phone for an investigation and to having that phone confiscated because of this.
So, one of the people that was impersonating to be Grace Vanderwall did send me video verification, but the video verification that they sent me was a nude photo of a child. When I tried to save that for investigation to show to Daniel McDougall, Daniel McDougall, the Secret Service agent, actually saw it on my phone and didn't believe my story at all, and actually decided that he was going to confiscate my phone, so I might be charged for child pornography now, because people who were impersonating to be Grace sending verification was sending me like actual child pornography for verification.
I would just like to say you definitely have to look into the guy sending Daniel this, because what the f is that? I don't want to fail to mention that Daniel says someone sent it to him, so if that's true, what the f? look, that's not trolling anymore, those are serious crimes. On the same day as this, his YouTube channel, Daniel Larson 2024, would be banned, and he would create a new TikTok account named Daniel Larson Freedom. And just about a week later, on the 15th, Daniel creates a new YouTube channel insanely named Daniel Larson Management Team Vanderwall News. And the next day, he would create another YouTube account called Daniel Larson 101. At this point, Daniel has created so many YouTube accounts, it's comical. On October 16th, Daniel starts posting about a pandemic-like crisis that will happen in 2025.
I am preparing my entire management for a possible major company crisis.
Lord knows what he's talking about. At this point, Daniel is crazier than he has ever been, and the next big thing that happens to him will only reinforce this. On October 23rd, Daniel would receive a haircut from fans, and this was no ordinary haircut. It was a reverse mohawk. Somehow, two trolls convinced Daniel to let them give him a haircut, and they would start by cutting Daniel's hair with scissors before eventually taking a buzzer right down the center of his head.
So guys, I'm getting a haircut here. Just hey, slow down there, slow down. Hey, old granny, I finally got my haircut done. Uh-oh. Where did they go? They said they'll come back.
Now, the two trolls that did this to Daniel would go on to tell him that they could not finish the haircut they were giving him because their car was broken into. And then at a certain point, they would switch their story to their car was stolen altogether.
Right, so... Okay, so your car got broken into by somebody.
Yeah, that's correct.
When you were going to get your...
The blow dryer, yeah.
The blow dryer, okay.
And for once, Daniel actually used his brain and asked to see the car, but then the trolls just changed their story and say the car got stolen altogether.
So yeah, I need to see this for myself.
We have to get in there.
So the window's broken?
Yes, the window was broken.
Alrighty.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Let's go. It was right here. Go. They took it.
Eventually, the two trolls would wander off, leaving our protagonist here with one of the most insane haircuts I've ever seen.
Oh boy, I'm in so big trouble. Hell. I'm in so much trouble.
Need a UGC video for your business? Find me and many other skilled creators on Fiverr. Or you could grab a top camera, add good lighting to make everything pop. Learn the latest trends, stay updated, videos change fast.
Daniel would indeed be in big trouble because later that day he would post a video eating mac and cheese, sporting his new haircut, claiming he has to go to court the next day.
Alrighty, so I'm back in Boulder, Colorado for court tomorrow, for county court. I'm gonna try to have a bite of my macaroni and cheese I got. Why is it cold?
As insane as all of this sounds, Daniel would in fact go to court the very next day looking like this.
I am just trying to check on, see if I have a court date.
Oh, okay. And what is your last name?
It's Larson, Larson. And then it's Daniel.
What are the charges you have?
I was just down at the city, and they said that I did have one that showed up for this Thursday. That's in 2 days, and then they told me to come down here and check and see if I had anything down.
And somehow, Daniel seemed totally unfazed by his new hairstyle, even going on to tell everyone the creative inspiration behind it on October 26th.
So, my inspiration behind this haircut, I wanted it to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger got struck by lightning
just like Albert Einstein.
On the last day of October, Daniel would go to court and be sentenced to 6 months probation, and he would also be required to take a mental health evaluation. But don't get your hopes up though, because Daniel would not do this evaluation. Going into November, Daniel would have one of his most insane and infamous freakouts yet. On November 10th, Daniel would be filmed inside a Panera Bread, causing absolute havoc. Angered by fans leaking his location, Daniel would take his frustration out on the staff inside the Panera Bread. He began screaming at the top of his lungs, flipped the table, acted like he's gonna punch the manager, and then eventually started hitting himself and calling the staff the N-word while saying he wants to die.
Those people are causing the situation. Stop telling me, bitch!
You're cursing me, get out of my store.
Try me, bitch!
This dude's wild.
Try me, bitch! Try me, bitch! I will fucking murder you! I will fucking murder you, bitch!
Look at this crackhead.
I can go right ahead! I can go right ahead! Fans are leaking my location, bitch! Fans are leaking my location, bitch! 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 10435 Beach Street. Fans are leaking my location! I'm in danger!
I've been recording.
Fans are leaking my location! I'm fucking famous! Not that we know of.
She's famous.
I'm gonna get trespassed and I'm gonna press charges for you assaulting.
I never assaulted you! I never put hands on you, bitch! I never put hands on you, bitch!
That's assault. Whoa. You better watch it.
I never assaulted you!
Step back right now!
I never assaulted
Step
you!
back right now!
I never assaulted you!
You do a table at
I
me.
never assaulted you!
You do a table
Just
at me.
because those people are causing issues, you want to fucking blame me!
Bro, you should have never took the phone. You're throwing chairs and tables at me.
I never did anything! Fucking press charges on me, I never did anything!
Oh shit, man.
I got it all on video.
And now they're doing some shit, fucking lick up the phone, like your phone. You wanna tell me?
You just want to fucking hate on me!
Oh, nah. Oh,
I know.
Yeah.
Why'd you just punch yourself in the This don't make sense to you? You've been recording the whole time, right?
I want to fucking die, bitch! Bitch ass nigger! Bitch ass nigger!
Now eventually the police would show up, and I just loved the cops' reaction to Daniel trying to explain his side of the story.
Why are all the tables and shit turned over, Daniel? The manager tried to put hands on me to escort me outside. Don't think that was probably it. And you're in here acting like a Looney Tunes. I felt endangered, and so I put like Looney Tunes. I knocked down the tables to try to create a barrier, so I could be on one side and they could be on the other. I'm real with you. That's a piss poor excuse, bud. But I felt in danger. So you punched yourself in the face a bunch of times? The manager was threatening to press charges on me. So if you come in here flipping tables over and punching yourself in the face and they say leave and you say no, and they say we're going to trespass you and you say no, that's trespassing. Where'd all these fans come from? They just found you out of nowhere?
Of course, nothing would come from this other than the removal of Daniel from Panera Bread. And after this whole ordeal, Daniel would post threats to Bob Proctor while walking down the street in the dark.
I want to have Bob fucking murdered. I want to have his house bombed.
At the end of November, Daniel would find himself back in court in front of a judge. This time, it was for the incident just a couple months back when he attacked a security guard at the University of Boulder, Colorado. Daniel would be sentenced to 12 months probation, 48 hours of community service, anger management classes, and asked to be paid a fine. All of these things, of course, he would not do. Going into December, on the 2nd, Daniel would post a handful of wild comments on his community tab about robbing a bank and